I've had my heart set on doing a classic off-road build for a long time, and after searching for many months, the right one finally came along. And in this video, I'm going to give you a tour. We're going to look at the good and the not so good, and you're going to see it just as I bought it. I haven't cleaned it out, I haven't done anything to it. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about this. Stay tuned. Welcome to Trail Recon, I'm Brad, and today in this video I'm going to give you a tour of my brand new, to me, 1979 Jeep Cherokee Chief. I'm so excited about this project. It's something I have been thinking about for a long time. I've had a few classic cars in my life and I love working on them and restoring them and driving them. There's just something raw about it. And this is going to be perfect for what I have envisioned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you around. I'm going to show you what I've got. We're just going to talk about it. The good, the bad, the ugly. It's no Pebble Beach show queen. It definitely needs a little bit of work. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit. And then at the end of the video, I'll let you know kind of what my overall vision is for this project. But you know what? This runs great. It's already had some very nice upgrades. It's a great foundation for this project. So let's just dive in here and I'm going to talk a little bit about the front of the Jeep, and I'll walk around and then we'll just talk about this other stuff that's been done to it. So you're going to notice right off the bat that it's got this razor grille. This is actually my favorite grille of all the Wagoneer and Cherokee Chief models, but this is not original. This is a 1979 and this originally came with the square headlights, and so they've done this upgrade, which I like. Now you'll see here that it's missing a piece that's supposed to be here. I have that piece in a box, a whole box of stuff that I'll just kind of show you when we get there, but it's the wrong color. I think you got it from a junkyard. So we'll be adding that and kind of repainting this, and we should talk about that. What do you think about the baby blue? I love it. I love the color of this, and while we're walking around and looking at the paint and some of the rust, keep in mind that my goal with this is to keep it the same color. That's the plan. Okay, the bumper down here used to be chrome once upon a time, but the previous owner painted it black, and well, now that black paint is not sticking to the chrome bumper and has been peeling off, and so I'm going to pull that all off and clean it up. We may get it re-chromed or whatever. This vehicle is going to have the original chrome back on it. I think that's just a classic look that it needs to have. And then down below underneath, he's already done a 1-ton steering upgrade, which is going to be really nice. It already handles and drives really well. So in the front, it's nice, it's clean, but we need to do a lot of cleanup, but I like that it already has the razor grille. Now, let's open the hood. Oh, I should mention before I open the hood, it's got these little hood louvers. These are not stock. I don't know, I'm kind of indifferent about them, but what I do know is that they're functional. So it's going to allow some of the heat from this engine to escape. So what engine do we have? Well, it's the AMC 360. It's a V8, and he's already done, the previous owner has already done a couple upgrades. He's put a intake manifold and a 4-barrel carburetor on there, and so if you bought this from the factory with a 4-barrel carburetor motor, it was putting out a whopping 195 horsepower. So I don't plan on, making this a massive horsepower engine because it's a 79, and so I have to worry about California emissions. But maybe there's a few things that we can do to make it, perform a little bit better. Now, also under the hood, the brake has been upgraded, so there's a power booster on the brake module. The AC is gone, the smug pump is gone. There's some wires that I need to kind of chase and figure out where they go, but I haven't cleaned this up and I plan on doing that here soon. But I'll tell you, it purrs like a kitten down the road, except for one thing. The passenger exhaust manifold has a leak in it, and it's a little loud, so it's doing that tick, 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 tick when you're going down the road. I actually last night already ordered one, and so we'll be swapping that out here soon, but otherwise, it runs great. I mean, we drove 150 miles home yesterday, cruising down the freeway, 75, no problems. Now behind this is a 727 transmission. That is not the original transmission. And then behind that is a Dana 300 transfer case with dual sticks, which I'll show you inside. So those are some really nice upgrades already. And this engine was rebuilt about 20,000 miles ago. So it's got a great foundation for the drivetrain. Now let's hop over, let's talk wheels, tires, and suspension, and what's already been done to this thing. All right, now down to the side. You'll notice that there's a black Cherokee Chief stripe here that ends right here, and that's because the previous owner replaced the fenders because they had a little bit of rust down here, and they've been painted, and there's definitely a difference in color. So I'm going to have to take off all this decal, and eventually, you know, we'll be painting this thing and fixing some rust. But what I really love is this Cherokee Chief with the S on here. Man, I love that badge. That's so cool. I'm definitely going to find a way to clean that up, and that is not going anywhere. Now, underneath, we've got Dana 44 axles front and rear, which is really nice. I think it has 353 gears. It doesn't have a whole lot of get up and go when you're going onto the freeway, but when you're cruising at 75, it's nice and smooth. The motor's not revving really high. Maybe some 373s and some 410s. I'm not sure. We'll figure out how that goes along the way. Underneath, we have a 4-inch lift, and of course we've got leaf springs all around, so it's a completely different ride than, you know, your typical Jeep Wrangler. It's a little rougher. I think the shocks, we maybe need to swap those out. I don't know if those are tired or not, but you know what? It drives straight down the road, no complaints. For tires, we've got a 33-inch tire, and these are a 12.5 width on a 15-inch rim. And I like the look of this because with a 15-inch rim, you get a whole lot of rubber. So these are a good tire. I think the 33 is just perfect for the 4-inch lift and just the overall look of this Jeep. I don't think I'll go larger than a 33. I think this is perfectly ideal. And then down here we've got, I think these are a Pro Comp rim, and these used to be polished, but it looks like they painted them black just like the bumper, and all that is chipping away. You know, I'm a fan of polished rims, so we will probably go back to a polished rim. The nice thing about up here is you'll see that the locking hubs have been upgraded. So this originally came with what's called a quadra track system, which is an all-wheel drive system, but you could shift it into 4-low. Well, because we've done the transfer case upgrade, this is now 2-wheel drive until you put it into 4-wheel drive, but you got to come up here and lock the hubs. So again, these are all nice upgrades that I don't have to worry about. So pretty happy with this. We just got to dial in that suspension a little bit. Okay, let's hop to the back here. Let me show you a little bit of the good and a little bit of the bad. All right, now some of the not so good. While the body itself is got a little bit of surface rust, there's no cancer on there. But when you jump up to the roof along the rain gutter, there is a few spots that we do need to address. In fact, the previous owner has put some tape over there, and he pushed the tape. It's a little squishy in there, so we'll have to address that before we can get this thing painted. But I'm not too stressed about it. Overall, the body's still pretty good, but we're gonna have to take care of some of that rust. Now, down here is what is really cool, and this was fascinating. When I saw this listed, I was like, wow, there's 2 fuel tanks. So they've installed an aftermarket auxiliary fuel tank. Now, I don't know what size the tank is. I need to do a little bit of research, but this thing's gonna suck some gas, and having that extra tank is really gonna add to the range. The way you shift from tanks on this model is there's actually a little valve right next to the seat, and you just switch that over, and then the mechanical pump pulls from it. The problem is, the owner was telling me, is when you go up in elevation, he said when he went up to Mammoth, there's a mechanical pump that pulls from the tank, which the auxiliary tank is in the rear, where the original tank is a little more up forward. So because it's pulling that fuel from a longer distance, it was having some challenges. Now, it's not hooked up, so it's something I'm gonna have to address and fix, but I'm glad to have it, and we'll find a way to make it work, even if it means installing some kind of electrical pump or maybe doing fuel injection down the road or something like that. Now, the tailgate. The tailgates on these things are massive, but before I open it, I will mention that yes, the rear window does roll up and down. That's a plus because that's something that fails on these things often. It's a very common problem. The only problem is that the owner replaced the ignition key and he lost the original key, so I cannot open the window from here because I don't have a key to this one. So I have to open the window from inside and then use the latch, and we can pull this beast of a tailgate down. But look, it's all nice. He did put new carpet in here, but it's a little tired, and so it needs to be cleaned up, and I'll be doing a lot of cleaning over the next couple days. And then you can see there's a lot of spare parts back here, and I haven't gone through them. I don't know what's there, I don't know what's not there, but hopefully there's some stuff that I can use. But thankfully there's a couple good resources online, and then there's eBay where you can go and find some stuff. But we'll be sorting through that and figuring out what we need and we don't need. Also, I should mention this little cover right here is a pretty nice add-on. He found that at a junkyard. It's not in the blue, but it is a nice little feature. Maybe I can go get a upholstery stop to change that to blue. That would be pretty cool. All in all, it's a nice setup back here, and I love all the space that you got. You lay that seat down and you've got a ton of room back here. I could see a pretty nice overland setup back here. Don't you think? All right, let's hop inside. So now the inside of the Cherokee, I love it in here. Such classic styling. In fact, what I love, my favorite feature is the turned metal dash. That's the same kind of dash I had on my old Firebird that I used to have. So I love that I kind of have that again. But look, you'll see that it's baby blue in here, just like the outside. I'll be making some changes. We might go with some black seats and put some black carpet in here. We'll see how it goes. The dash is cracked, and that's pretty common. And this is a little dry rotted up here where there's a speaker underneath there. It's tough to find these dashes, but I'll be on the hunt for them. You can see that there's, I don't know, not really rust, but there's some discoloration. It looks like somebody tried to paint some black to mix with the blue. I don't know, we just need to clean this up and kind of bring it back to normal. And then I'll be doing some stuff with some gauges. We don't have any air conditioning, so I'll have to be adding that. And I don't know if I'll go with like a vintage air thing or just go back to the stock air conditioning, but we'll be doing that. The stereo here, it's got some challenges. It doesn't work very well. Every time you turn it on, it's like it's being turned on for the first time, so I think the wiring needs to be done. The clock does not work, but we do have, you know, an ashtray here, and there's 2 ashtrays in the back. So you got 3 ashtrays in the Cherokee, because back in '79, you know, you had to have 3 ashtrays. You didn't need any cup holders, but you needed some ashtrays. There are 2 gauges down here, one for each of the fuel tanks, and then there's a temperature gauge. It ran really well yesterday when we were coming up the hill in the heat. It was about 85 degrees yesterday, was not overheating at all. There's a couple switches here that I have no idea where they go, so we'll have to be chasing those. But everything else so far works, which is good. Here is that twin stick that we were talking about. So you can, the rear and the front, you can adjust to 4 high, 4 low, which is pretty nice. That's a nice little feature to have. The headliner has been redone. Bonus, I don't have to worry about that. What else in here? I don't know. It's pretty clean all in all. I mean, once I get, you know, a good vacuum in here, do some good wiping down. Oh, the steering wheel is off about 90 degrees, so we'll have to address that. The door, when you shut the door, you got to really slam it because it doesn't align perfectly, so there's a little bit of door sag, so we'll be addressing that. But look, I love the classic interior. We're going to keep it somewhat classic, but we're going to do a few things to make it nice, just to put some amenities in here. Some comms, maybe some navigation, a little more comfortable seats. I don't know. We'll see. Let me tell you about what the big picture plan is. So now that I've got the keys and the title to this 1979 Jeep Cherokee Chief, what's next? Well, I'm not going to build it as a rock crawler. I'm not going to take this thing out and beat the heck out of it. I'd like to bring it back to life, to make it look nice. Kind of a resto mod overland rig. That's my goal. That's, you know, we'll see how it all evolves. But I want to do some things that'll make this nice and comfortable and reliable. If we want to take it out for 3, 4, 5 days, you know, I don't know if I'll put a rooftop tent on there, but we'll do some stuff in the rear so we can carry some gear, have a little kitchen back there, some food, some drawers, some storage. I don't know. We're going to do all kinds of fun stuff to this thing. And I will bring you with me in the garage as we're doing stuff. I won't necessarily do full step-by-step videos, but we'll do some updates and show you how things are going, the good and the bad, because it's got a little bit of both. But the great thing is this thing has got an awesome foundation. We can go hit the trail right now and go explore, have great adventures, and then just do some of these upgrades as we go, like getting rid of all that black paint that's on all of the chrome, or getting rid of some of that rust, or pulling out the interior. You know, we can do that kind of stuff, but still go enjoy the vehicle and have some great trips. So that's the plan with it. I hope you have enjoyed checking this out. More to come on this. I hope you are all doing well, staying healthy. Until next time, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.